Ladies and gentlemen,
let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Ah, yes. Welcome into the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show. That show you can reach by commenting down below if you're viewing us live. If you're not viewing us live and you podcasted this damn thing, congratulations to you, but also FanStream Sports text line. Comment, shoot us a message, tell us what you think. Tell us what your feet smell like right now at 214-937-0569. I said my name's Colby Sapp. And I'm also going to talk about the man who doesn't have sunglasses on or is doing much bobbing and or weaving. A little bit, kind of fake fighting, a little shadow boxing going on. It's one IndyCar Tim. What is up, man?
Thank you for that esteemed introduction there, Colby Sapp, Colby Whiskey Sapp.
Esteemed.
It was like steamed vegetables. It was a very steamed introduction.
That's right.
I'm excited tonight, Colby, because we've got an awesome show like we usually do. I'm not going to say always.
Right.
But like we usually do, Colby, of course, we're getting into what day is it here shortly. We're going to get into our regular segment of the good, the bad, and the ugly that you so eloquently put together for us every week. We got a little Rangers talk, as I wrote on the on the spreadsheet, on the run sheet, which is also a spreadsheet. How hot they are, however, they may not be hot today. And then also in our 745 Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Sports Report, Colby, what the fuck is ESPN doing?
Nobody knows.
They don't even know clearly.
Uh-huh.
You've got a mystery shotgun for us to start off the second hour.
I sure do.
That's exciting. And then for our 825 segment, you can call it What's in Tim's Beard if you want. 8 reasons why the Jason Bourne movies ruined action movies.
I don't know if all right.
That is from Screen Rant, sir, not from me. And then, of course, Colby finishes things off with his news and notes of the weird and strange, now like 14 years running in the DFW radio / podcast world.
That's right.
Very exciting to have that as part of our show, part of the network. It's really the star after birthdays, kind of. But Colby, before we get into anything else, I do have something to share with you here.
You brought content?
Brought a little bit of content for the intro segment here.
Wow, that's amazing.
And this is some sketchy ass content, buddy, because you're going to see a video of a workout facility, or some people call it a gym, which was short for gymnasium, but I don't think it is anymore. It's just a gym, right?
That's just a gym. You don't go to the gymnasiums. People look at you weird.
You are going to see one man visibly accosted, assaulted, attacked, face smashed by another individual.
That's exciting.
And he pretended like it was an accident.
What? Okay.
And he just received 19 months in prison for what you're about to watch right here, Colby. There's no sound with it, so we'll just talk our way through it.
As there's a guy.
There's a guy. Now watch. Oh, I tripped.
What?
And slammed the other guy in the face with a 44-pound weight dumbbell.
That's
right in the face. And see how he's getting up? He's like, oh, yeah, there's an accident, bro. I'm out of here.
Oh, dude, oh, man.
Okay, I'm going to show it again.
Uh-huh.
Watch the guy's feet, who pretends to trip because he doesn't even do it very well, right? Here we go again. Watch his feet. Da-doop, da-doop. I'm just going to carry this dumbbell over here to the other side of the room where dumbbells go. Oh!
He did. Wow. And smashed that guy, right? Oh, man.
Right in the face, unsuspecting. And of course, then he walks over because he probably knows he's on camera. Walks over there, kind of skips away, pretending like he's hurt. Because the other guy's bleeding everywhere. But watch, he comes back and then he like gives him a towel, or puts the towel that he already has like on his face. This guy's got like a broken nose, broken cheekbones, broken orbital bone. He's got all sorts of crap wrong with him right now. So you can see him walking back into the frame, kind of limping. Oh, man, yeah, I'm hurt too. What the hell? What'd you do to me? And then he walks over. He sort of pretending like he's hurt for the camera.
Okay, first of all, I don't know what I'm interested in the backstory for this.
Right, and I have none. None of it was reported, if they knew each other, if they didn't. But the guy got 19 months in prison, not like suspended sentence, time served. He's going to be in jail for almost 2 years for that little episode right there.
That's A, that's assault, and B, he must have cleaned that guy's clock pretty good, because if not, if that happens and I'm busted up and I'm seeing red literally because it's my own blood,
yeah,
I'm getting up to go do something.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Weights in my there's definitely. I want to know what happened, and what gym is this? And what time is it? Because there is nobody there.
Yeah.
There is nobody there.
Yeah, it's a felony.
You're damn right.
For sure. I'm guessing this is Ron. He doesn't have his name on here, but he says he's watching the first episode of Hard Knocks. He says, not but exciting. So, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate you, as we do every week.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, so go bash somebody in the face if you want.
Well, or not, if you don't want to go to jail. I mean, I'm glad that they had the cameras rolling. I'm interested to know what time it was. It almost looked like the early morning or late night situation at the gym. And just what triggers you to go, this has to happen?
And why would you pick the gym setting where there's like, if you have a vendetta against this guy,
right? Why
would you do it in kind of a public place where there's a camera? Because maybe you think you're so smart and you can outsmart the camera, pretend like you tripped.
First of all, you got to get a better acting job than that.
It was terrible.
That was bad. That was not a well thought out plan. I know. Dude. Okay, I know we're trying to cure the error of the way of the man that just assaulted somebody that wasn't even paying attention, sucker punched him with a weight. But you've got to trip better. You actually got to plan better. You probably need to not do that. If I were to just go ahead and if you got a problem with somebody and you really think it needs to come to you and him hashing this out physically, I will admit I'm not opposed to that. There's
better places though, right?
There is. Getting into a fight is not the worst thing that's ever happened to anybody. It's just when people take it too damn far.
It's just dumb.
But that's not right at all. You can't sucker punch somebody like that. It makes me feel bad for any time I've ever seen somebody get the cigarette punch issued to them. And you're like, they weren't expecting it coming, man. And of course, that's the reason why you do it, but just don't do crap.
Ron has a theory. He says maybe he's banging his girl.
Maybe this is true.
Or his mom.
Ron didn't say mom.
No, but I said mom.
Right.
I editorialized his comment. I mean, you never know.
I think that if I was the guy that got hit like that, then I'm at some point, I don't know if I'm calling the law into it, but I'm also the guy that's probably thinking of a way to make sure that guy never does it again.
Right.
But with all the damage described, I may have to rethink my initial thinking, and I may end up having, because I don't want him to do it again while I'm sitting there with dumbbells and headphones on and oblivious to everything else around me.
Dude, that had to hurt. Colby, what would be worse? Your buddy? I'm not even going to say buddy. Let's say distant acquaintance. Like, this guy through mutual friends.
Right.
But you're not friends. What would be worse? Him banging your girl.
Okay.
Or him banging your sister. Or him banging your mom.
It's my girl. That's the worst.
I mean, it depends on how you feel about that girl.
No, I mean, that's if that's your, I know she's not your property, but yeah, that feels like more. He's trying to park his car in your garage
where you just got done parking.
Right. No, you can't. No,
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just throwing it out there for argument.
As far as my sister and or my mom, that's more of that person's made choices.
Let me ask you this then. Let's throw it a
What?
step further. What if he banged your girl, your mom, and your sister
What's the end play on this hypothetical?
all at the same time?
I think I just leave.
You just walk, you don't beat the crap out of them, you don't hunt them down, you just like, hey, you know what? Good for you. I'm out of my family and I broke up with my girl.
I'm that's at that point, it's not I just leave. It's like, no, stop the planet. I would like to leave. I'm not going to off myself. I just don't want to be here anymore. With
And then
that.
everyone found out about it.
If that's no, I think I just want to go. I think I just maybe take him with me to space, but him without a spacesuit.
And you had to change your gamer tag on Xbox or whatever to Tom banged my whole family. Mark.
That's just a good gamer tag. I've got
I don't
nothing
even have
wrong
a
with
gamer tag.
That's just a good. I mean, because you imagine what it says. What when you get killed by somebody in like Call of Duty, and it's like you were killed by Tom banged my whole family. That's just goodness. There's nothing wrong with
I
that.
don't know how gamer tags work, Colby. I need to
That's-
figure that out.
I mean, I saw one the other day that was like, "Haha, you suck." That's their gamer tag, right?
You were killed by haha, you suck.
That's right. So no, I don't have a problem. You got killed by Tom banged my whole family. That's
Everybody needs to look me up on gamer tags and see if you can find me, because I have a profile on probably both Xbox and PlayStation.
right.
But my kids use them. I don't use them. So I want to know how I'm doing out there in the world, in the gaming world.
Well, my PlayStation gamer tag is Colby1053 because I never changed it since I left the fan.
Right.
So I just didn't feel like it. So if you're
I mean,
looking,
it could be fan screen Colby.
it could be fan stream Colby. You know what, Tim? If I change it, I'll change it to that.
I'm
How
just
about that?
saying.
I just have it. So
Or you could change it to Colby _sign IndyCarTim.
no, that's too much.
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there,
That's just too much. I can't get over that because where I'm constantly at during the day is at the gym. I just can't imagine actually seeing that.
And they're the only two in there that we could see. Like, that
Right.
makes it even more, I guess, awkward or maybe better for another guy trying to do it.
Are you Fujiyama?
That was a misfire.
That's not a misfire, by the way. That gets into because I think somebody has recently went through and either watched most of the movie and or has watched more clips and
Oh, I
snips.
watched the entire movie, Colby.
As-
Start to finish, uninterrupted, no bathroom breaks, no food, no nothing.
As Samurai Cop has now been viewed. Now, remember, we are going to watch this with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to watch Samurai Cop. And what we're going to do is, this isn't a reaction video because I've already seen it. Tim's have now already seen it. This is basically just us watching this movie, and you're going to watch it with us as we commentate about everything that's either wrong or gloriously right with this movie. And if you don't know Samurai Cop, well, you do a little research. Just
Just watch it.
just a little bit. It is so bad, and yet it's gained this cult following that, what was it, 2015 Samurai Cop 2 came out?
Yeah, so the first one was like 92.
Right.
And then they made a sequel because it caught so much traction 10, 15 years after it came out that they made a second one, but not until like 2015 or 2016. Oh, Samurai Cop.
Oh my gosh. And have you watched I watched the trailer for Samurai. I haven't seen Samurai Cop 2 because we'll need to, of course,
We need to watch that together and do a reaction.
We'll do a reaction to Samurai Cop 2. I just couldn't hold Tim back from Samurai
No.
Cop, the original one.
Well, because you sent me that clip like this.
Are you Fujiyama?
You're like, I need that. I'm like, the fuck is that? And then before the show, and I got it for you, I pulled it and then loaded it up in the Enco. If anybody knows what that is, we're pulling the curtain way back.
Mhm.
And then we watched some of the clips of it right before that show, and I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. So as I'm watching it in my bedroom in the privacy of my own home, I didn't know there was boobies. You never explained to me there's boobies in it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it figures. It stands to reason because all the cussing is in it. So,
Right.
like, why not? So right as the scene where, it's right after the helicopter scene that I sent you,
Uh-huh.
where they're trying to chase down the cocaine suitcase in the van.
By the way, he was just like, I'm pretty sure there's cocaine in there.
There had to be, right?
Right.
From the looks of the van. and she's like, well, whatever, we'll go look. Or whatever. She's like, keep it up. And he goes, oh, it's up and it's ready. You just keep it warm. And she goes, oh, it's warm and it's ready. And then like the dude driving the car looks over at his partner and he just winks.
Love it.
And that's a clip I sent you to tell you I was watching the video. And like immediately after that, it's the guy and the girl flying the helicopter in bed together. And she is naked as the jaybird.
Right.
And her boob. And by the way, those were glorious boobs.
Oh, they're great.
Boobs everywhere.
Yeah,
And I'm like, this is such a knockoff of the Top Gun scene, which it kind of is.
It's and immediately then I get a DM from Tim just said boobies.
It's like you didn't tell me there was boobies.
I didn't know you was gonna watch the damn thing. So
Oh, I had to. So right as that point comes on, one of my kids walk in the room, and it legit looks like I'm watching porn because of the music and everything. I'm
Yep.
like, the Ryder's like, this is my 17-year-old. He's like, so what you watching? I'm like, Samurai Cop. He goes, is that porn? Or I'm like, no. And then I had to explain what it was. And then that scene ended, and he was like, oh, I might have to check this out. I'm like, oh, you have to. All right. It's great.
So as we're here now, and I did have things for, you know what? I can save them for if we get into a crevasse that we need to dig out of. I can use what I was going to use in the intro segment for
Oh,
it.
it's going to.
But I do need to throw it back to you because the other thing we do during this time is we ask Tim, hey, Tim, what day is it?
Wow. Thank you for asking, Colby. Appreciate that. Like, I get a segment here every now and then.
Yeah, we let you do
I have to
things.
remember. Did we ever decide for music here? Like,
You're the person that's running the board of things. So thank you, LA Knight.
Colby, it is Wednesday, August 9th
Mm-hmm.
in the year of our Lord 2023. And we like to run down what day it is just so everybody can, you know, have self-confirmation, self-affirmation, self-aggravation,
Okay.
and self-contemplation. Literally made all that up. Probably tell. Colby, it is national. I don't know why we need this. There's a lot of days we don't need.
Right.
Do we need a National Book Lovers Day?
I love books.
I know. You of all people love books.
I love books.
I like steak.
Well, I like steak too, but no, books are great because I get to be the person in charge of what everything looks like. The author might tell me what they look like, but if I can change it if I want to. But yeah, I don't know if I need a day just for people that love books though.
Think you'd know the whole day, right? I mean,
Right.
come on. Colby, it is also annual Perseid Meteor Shower Peak Night Day.
What?
So the Perseid Meteor Shower is going on right now, which is
Okay.
a thing that happens pretty much every year. And tonight is the peak night if the weather is good and you're in the right spot.
All those words put together gave me a yawn, by the way.
Yeah, it gave me tired head saying it. I almost gagged on my own words.
Uh-huh.
Colby, it is National Co-working Day. Pick a co-working space and prepare to collaborate with individuals from different but related fields. That sounds terrible.
It does. There's nothing worse in life than the coworker.
The coworkers were the worst, especially the female ones.
Or just
Charles
the ones that do a show with you.
accusing you of trying to do things to them that you wanted to do but you didn't.
Right. That was just my brain, woman.
Did I say that out loud?
Damn it. My inside voice came out again.
Colby, we're about to be in the same room together again
Yes, we are.
in an upcoming episode shortly. And I feel like we should have already been in there tonight because, Colby, it is National Holding Hands Day.
Oh, man. If you got anywhere near my hand, it would have just, no.
You want to hold hands while we're doing the show?
Especially while you said that and then you just kind of reached your hand over. We'd go viral because I would whoop your ass.
I just do like the little spider walk with my hand. He crawls on top of yours and does the little tap, tap.
There'd be the momentary Mike Tyson's bald bull just lock up like I got hit in the stomach, and then I would unfurl on you.
Oh, I thought we were better friends.
And that,
National Hold Hands. Why do we have a Hold Hands Day?
I don't know.
The love of God.
Stay away from my hand, sir.
Colby, Golly, you've ordered me to stay away from your butt,
Right. That's the thing.
and now I got to stay away from your hands?
Yep.
God, shutting me out, man. Wish I knew how to quit you.
You know, I know.
Colby, it is International Day of the world's indigenous people.
Okay, they need a day. I'm all
They
right.
probably need more than a day, right? Like, can
Yeah.
we just give them all their shit back? But where would we go?
I don't know.
On a solemn note, Colby,
Oh dear.
it is International Nagasaki Memorial Day because today is, of course, the anniversary of the day they dropped the other bomb
Yeah.
on a Nagasaki.
You know what? You went solemn and you did all that, and then you had to go ahead and just say Nagasaki.
I feel like
but-
that's how you say it, right?
no, you say
Nagasaki.
no, that's not how you say it, Tim.
I mean, people roll their R's when they say Mexican things like burrito.
That's
They don't
right.
say burrito, they say burrito.
Right.
Why can't I say Nagasaki?
You know what? Your argument makes sense.
Bingo!
Doesn't mean it's right.
Nagasaki.
It sounds condescending as all hell, and there's probably something wrong with it.
Good day, mate.
No, that's
Okay, Colby, remember the day
I don't know. I'm broken.
that made the less amount of sense than any other day we've had when it was National Organ Transplant Financial Assistance Day or something, right? The guys that put together the finances for organ donors. Like, how specific, right?
Yeah, nailed it.
Colby, we have another one.
Oh dear.
As it is National Psychiatric Technician Appreciation Day. I almost said Apprentice Day.
Okay, so it's not the psychiatrist.
Nope. It's the
It's-
technicians that hook you up to the electrodes, for lack of a better
It's
explanation.
the person that lubes and sponges you
Oh,
before
Mark.
they put the things on.
I guess.
The tassels. I've never been. To.
Psychiatric Technician Appreciation Day.
Probably should.
Colby, a day that hits very, very close to home for me
Okay.
because when my mother was carrying me inside of her, all up in her innards, before IndyCarTim came into this world, they were told, based on early 70s sonogram technology, that I might not be a dude because my thing was probably too small like it is now.
Okay.
So they thought I was a girl. And they had already named me Colby. I was going to be a Rebecca. And today is National Rebecca Day.
The fact that you know that.
And I don't know why they decided to tell me that. Like, I've known this since I was a little kid.
I think that would be information I wouldn't tell them.
I didn't
That
give a
kid
crap.
doesn't.
If they didn't tell me, I couldn't do the segment today.
No, this is true.
See?
This is true. Well, you wouldn't have this little extra to add on. Did we just
right.
be talking about you know a girl's going to be, like, doesn't it up the cuteness scale when they go from being a Rebecca to just a Becca?
So I know two Rebeccas, and they both go by Becca.
Right.
They're both smoking hot.
Okay, see.
But I've known Rebeccas that were hot.
Okay.
I feel like Rebecca is the more like for the older lady, right? And Becca, you got to go from Becca to Rebecca when you hit like 45.
Well, no, Becca's where you're like, oh, hey, no, that girl is definitely got something going on. If you're just Becky, now you're just,
No, Becky's right out. No,
Yeah.
if there's a Becky, they're crazy. You need to run.
yeah, they lost their damn mind.
So happy day, Rebecca's everywhere. And Becca, you know who you are.
Right.
Colby, I also feel like this is a day that's unnecessary as it is National Rice Pudding Day.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, except for I'd rather have the rice instead of the rice pudding.
Just give me rice all day long and then give me tapioca pudding. I don't need to blend the two together.
Okay.
I'm not going to eat them together.
I mean, I still can't believe that's like your go-to pudding. It's like, you
I
know
mean,
what?
okay, vanilla pudding. Sorry. I always think of tapioca, which is good.
Chocolate pudding. Give me the
Chocolate's
chocolate.
okay.
I mean,
Everybody knows that vanilla flavoring is far superior to anything that's chocolate, though.
well, vanilla's a good base.
It is.
The ace of base.
Oh, that's a good song.
Because I saw the sign.
Colby, it is National.
By the way, if you had ace of base on your Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim bingo card, you win. You just win.
Is this okay? You're gonna have to explain to me why this is necessary.
Oh, crap.
Why they need a day? They don't need anything. They need to be happy with what they're given, and they need to know their place in the world and stop trying to step out.
Oh, dear sweet God.
Because it's National Women's Day. What the hell?
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's just sure is. I mean,
It's unnecessary.
so a lot of women in the world, so it shouldn't feel like that each woman's like, oh, it's National Women's Day, so it's my day. Well, no, it's every woman in the world's day. There's a lot of you.
I feel like we shouldn't give them all the same day because they're going to rise up. They're going to think they matter.
They do.
Come on.
B, I mean, dude, they like outnumber us. What, still like 2-1 right now?
Probably.
Yeah, so
They can't procreate without us.
No, they can.
But would they?
I mean, they can. Science has pretty much alleviated the need for us or them to be. I mean, just go to a lab and go do 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 do. Made a Mario.
I mean, I've seen videos where they try to procreate by themselves,
Right.
and I'm not against that.
Oh,
All right,
that's
women,
smart.
go freaking have your day. Do whatever you want with it. Just don't tell me about it.
Okay.
Damn you, and then have sex when I want you to. And that's what days today it is, Colby, as I dismount this horse.
Oh, well, no. I don't know if you did properly. I think you're still on it. It's riding off somewhere.
Apparently someone just texted me I'm in a hole.
Yep.
So I feel like I got to dig myself out of this hole. Down in a hole.
Well, thanks for the segue over to this with whatever that was, Tim. I appreciate it. This is that segment to where I actually go through the internet and find out whose all birthday it is today. I find the most famous people, well, for me, the most famous people, and I make a list. And then I offer the list to you guys, and you guys can then tell me who out of this list is the good person, is the bad person, and the ugly person. Thus the music, thus the title. Here we go. Starting off at number 10, former basketball player, turning 44 years old today, one Rashard Lewis.
He had that spot in his hair that always made me weird.
You know what? But I don't think we got everything we wanted when he played. But a few times he was out there, man.
How old is he?
44.
God, he's young still. He should still be playing.
44.
I mean, I could still play.
Cannot. Turning 76 years old today. Hey, you know what? That Chris Pine is a chip off the old block. It's Larry Wilcox's birthday today.
Colby, you brought up Larry Wilcox.
I did.
John.
That'd be right.
Punching John.
Like the guy that's of chips that didn't get as much popularity as Poncherello.
Because he didn't have the ego that Eric Estrada had.
Eric Estrada. See, it's not the same.
It's the same.
It's not the same.
Robert Kirasaki.
What?
Robert Kirasaki.
Okay.
I don't know. There's got to be a name of somebody.
Like, I don't know who you're talking about, but I'm going to act like I knew it.
In case somebody does know who that is.
Right. Turning 50 years old today, he took Eddie Vedder's voice and made it bad.
Scott Stapp. Oh, my God. He made it so much better, Colby.
Oh, no, he did not.
Yes, he did.
He
Dude,
just-
Creed is on his level so much higher than Pearl Jam musically. You can't even compare the two.
That is, you know
Come
what?
on.
You've had some bad musical takes.
Yeah, Pearl Jam is a bad musical take.
No. I wasn't done with the sentence I was following around for you to interject your stupidness into. That has got to be up there. That has got to be top 3 of the worst musical takes by one Tim Ham. Is that Creed is better than Pearl Jam.
You didn't say it right. First of all, it's not a take, it's a fact.
No.
Because Creed is infinitely better than Pearl Jam, and Creed is only average, Colby. They're only an average band, but yet they're infinitely better than effing Pearl Jam.
You're just
Give me a
mad.
break.
You're just mad because you think that's what killed your hair metal.
Well, that was Nirvana. They suck too.
Wrong with Nirvana.
Shut up, Eddie Vedder. You made music terrible.
It's not. You
Freaking
just
idiot.
I think you just sang Alabama song.
It's Eddie Vedder.
So yeah, we appreciate With Arms Wide Open. What's Scott Stapp? Remember when he was going to fight Fred Durst? back in the day?
Yes. God, how great would that have been if it actually happened?
Fred would have whooped his ass.
Probably would have. Remember he showed up on MTV drunk off his ass
Right.
for like New Year's Eve thing or something?
The
Awesome.
The Edge is 62, not the
radio station?
but the guitarist, The Edge from the U2 band. It's his birthday today.
How old?
62, Tim.
Does he have a name? Or does parents not like him when he was born?
No, his first name's his last name's Edge.
No middle name.
Yeah, right. No middle name.
Not the sharp edge, not the other edge.
Right.
Okay, here's another hot musical take for you, Colby. You too? Overrated.
It's,
Just saying it.
you know what? It's not that hot of a musical take. But I think they're about rated where they need to be rated at.
Well, for a long time, they were considered to be one of the greatest top 3 bands in the entire world.
Yeah, we woke up since then.
Like back in the, late 90s, early aughts.
Right.
Oh, my God, when they were touring and people were still buying tickets for some reason.
No, and if you love U2, cool for you. Just this is our own personal.
Yeah,
opinion.
listen to a real band like Creed.
No one's ever said that.
I just did.
Yeah, but no one should ever say that. No one should say, go listen to a real band, go listen to Creed.
I guess I'm right.
I think I even owned that CD back in the day.
Creed?
Yeah.
See, then you agree with me. You know.
Oh, they had a song called One that had an actually really good guitar riff on it. And the only way because everything else was played on the radio but that. So the only way that you could get it is if you bought the CD. So I did.
No, I know what song you're talking about. It's not bad. Their best song, by if it's not close, is Torn.
I don't even know.
Dude, that's by far their best song. Maybe we'll play it here in the second hour.
As long as you play some Lorna Shore.
Get a
I'm with
react.
it.
Nobody wants to hear Satan taking a dump. Constipated Satan, by the way, I call that band name.
Ryan
name of our
Garcia. Oh boy. He's 25 years old today. The boxer, Tim.
They still have boxing?
They do.
I didn't even know.
And he was in line for greatness. Maybe still is, but he may have taught himself a lesson.
Oh, did he?
Last time he stepped.
Sugar Ray Leonard kicked his ass?
Yeah, it was Sugar Ray that did it. Sure, you're right.
Sugar Ray the singer? Watch that.
Because he just wants to fly.
God, he's so bad.
JC Chazé.
Yes!
He's 47 years old.
With JC, let's see, JC was in sync,
I believe so,
right?
yes.
Yes. JC Chazé.
Bye, bye, bye.
Love me some boy bands. How old is he?
He's 47.
Oh, he can't be in a boy band anymore.
I mean,
That would be awkward.
I think they can just go on and now they're just man bands.
Now they're, what would they be? If they were in sync back then, they'd be out of sync now? Out sync? Like O sync. Instead of in sync, they'd be O sync.
Huh. Oh, sing.
I mean, they're still called New Kids on the Block.
Right.
Actually, I think they just go by NKOTB now.
The fact that you think you know that. Shayna Baszler is 43.
Who?
Shayna Baszler.
What does she do?
She's now in the WWE. She was MMA.
Oh.
So
Why are the MMA chicks wanting to be wrestlers?
they get paid more and they get more for
More?
their face time.
More than the UFC?
If you're not winning every time you
Oh.
step out,
Oh, she not a winner?
well, she's 43. She's kind of past the time of let's go in and knock heads.
Oh, they don't have like a seniors division?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, the UFC is starting their seniors
They
division
should.
because that's where it needs. Anthony Rizzo turns 34 years old today.
Wasn't he the coronavirus guy on TV that told everybody to wear masks?
That is a baseball player.
Oh, that was Anthony Faust.
That's right.
Okay.
Roger Federer turns 42.
Colby, the second greatest male tennis player of all time.
Plays tennis. I'm going to admittedly say I'd rather watch soccer.
You can just go straight to hell, sir. How dare you compare tennis and soccer?
I'm just telling you right now.
That's like
I would rather watch it if the Wimbledon was on or your regular season MLS game was on. And you said you have to watch one. I would watch the MLS game.
Colby. First of all, that's like saying Pearl Jam's better than Creed.
Then I guess I'm 2 for 2 in my right takes.
Oh, dude, that's just a bad take right
tennis.
there. Tennis is bad.
I can't do men's tennis.
I do prefer women's tennis, but I don't prefer any of it over soccer, which isn't even a sport.
That's a lot more of a sport than you want to go play table tennis, but we'll stand
Oh, I love
up.
ping pong. I don't think tennis evolved out of table tennis. I think it was the other way around.
You can't prove me wrong.
We had table tennis first, and they said we should move this outside and make it bigger.
And stand up. Yeah.
That'd be a great moment in history, wouldn't it?
And finally, turning 86 years old, Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, he's a good.
He's 86.
Graduate.
So there you go. There are your birthdays today. Tim, do you have any Facebook friends that you want to throw into this list real quick? By the
Yes,
way,
Cole. Oh, go ahead.
if you've ever wanted to be in the Good, Bad, and Ugly and wanted to be mentioned, you either have to be a personal friend of mine that I know and know it's your birthday, or Tim will just read off the Facebook. So go friend Tim. You can friend me too, but I don't actually look at it.
Colby, you missed some.
I did.
You did. Tell me. I thought for sure you'd have this chick, but you had a different chick. Alexa Bliss?
Alexa Bliss's birthday's today?
August 9th, sir.
Holy crap.
Alexa Bliss, and she's a hot, by the way.
Alexa isn't hot.
Uh,
How did I miss her?
I don't know. That's why I check your work. Dan Levy's birthday is today. He's an amazing entertainer and TV show guy, and he's Eugene Levy's kid, so that alone makes him a good for today.
Huh.
How about Whitney Houston?
Okay. There's something wrong with
Get the wrong day.
all right. So let me go to tomorrow's birthdays.
Oh,
Crap. There's a lot that I missed.
Oh.
Because it gave me August 8th's birthdays on the thing. So we're about to miss Anna Kendrick, Bill Skarsgård.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah. Holy crap. Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders is today. Whitney Houston is today. Dan Levy, Chris Cuomo. Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, you said, yeah, no, you're right. Alexa. Well, Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, she didn't do anything for me.
That's, well,
I probably wouldn't have read her name anyway.
I'll say it another time. Anna Kendrick.
Well, you can. She can be on your list.
All right. So, all right. Well, you know what? I've got my new good, bad, and or ugly. Oh, Ashley Johnson's birthday's today.
Who's that?
She was, you don't remember her from Growing Pains?
Ashley. Was she the little baby girl? The little one that came on later?
She's 39. She began her career when she was only 6 years old. But
On
yeah,
Growing Pain. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was the little girl. I don't remember how she, like, oh, I guess they had a baby.
she's also in The Last of Us.
Never heard of it. So, that was that TV show everybody was into. No, that was a different one.
Yeah.
All right, Colby. Well, I don't have any of those people in front of me. So I'm going based on your list because those are the ones I wrote down.
All
Those are all yesterday, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, we'll let it slide this time. Colby, my good? You thought I was going to say Scott Stapp.
Thought you were.
I really wanted to. And I really want to say Larry Wilcox. But Colby, I have to go Dustin Hoffman, right?
I mean, it's your list. You
Yeah.
don't have to do anything.
I could have gone Roger Federer.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. I'm going to go with Shard Lewis.
All right.
He's just bad. He's terrible. Terrible. And my ugly, Colby, I have to go with The Edge. The Edge is just ugly because of his name. Like he gets too much credit.
All right. So my good, I'm not even, I mean, screw this list I gave out. It sucks.
You gonna go on the new list?
I'm going to go with the new list
All right.
because my good is it's Anna Kendrick. Duh, she's 37.
Really?
Yes.
What do you like about her? She seems like the kind of person you would absolutely hate.
Why is that? Because
She's bubbly and she's like in comedies and.
I need opposite of me, but also she's into cool stuff and looks like she would just get along with whatever's getting along, man.
Based on what?
Based on my mental picture
Oh,
of
okay.
her,
I got you. All right, and that's fine. I just thought maybe you had something concrete here.
dick.
Richard.
Yeah, my bad is Tim.
It's not April 7th, sir.
My bad is actually, didn't know it was his birthday, but do now, as Justice Smith. He's 27.
Oh, I know who that is.
Just because I wanted to make him my bad. And my ugly, he's also really good for having this face look, but it's Bill Skarsgård's 32.
I like all the Skarsgårds.
Yeah, him being the Crow, by the way.
I'm excited about that. I didn't even like the first one.
Shut up.
I didn't like the first one.
The Brandon Lee.
Huh? Was there another one?
Well, there was the awful one, City of Angels. That was
The sequel, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, who was in that? Who played that?
Nobody remembers. They added too much color. It wasn't the Crow anymore.
I never saw it, but I mean, I don't know. See, I didn't know it was. I knew nothing about the history. I was just going on the movie. All right, I didn't know it was a comic book. I didn't know any of that crap.
So, anyway, there you go. There's your good, bad, and ugly. That I screwed up because the website popped up as yesterday.
It happens.
And I'm a complete jerk, a-hole, whatever. All right, coming up next, we're going to get into some sports for those that are waiting on our Rangers talk and those that are waiting on our comic book movie update talk. I do have some news for you guys in the mystery shotgun. And if you just can't wait, well, sorry, you have to, because that's all coming up next on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show.
Sports fans stream sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do, because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs, right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case, dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done. By actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. And you know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you now. More FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show right here on a Wednesday from the FanStream Sports Studios in Dallas. I'm IndyCarTim. That guy over there is Colby Sapp. I figured he'd be flexing in the camera or something like that.
I can.
There he is, the guy flexing into the camera. That's Colby Sapp. Colby Whiskey Sapp. Woo! I should be a ring announcer or something.
Yeah, you know what? A little bit of the curtain back. At the end of that commercial, when you're talking about the FanStream Sports text line, by the way, 214-937-0569. You're like, do this and do that. And then it almost sounds like you're about to say, and we'll leave the light on for you.
You know what? I think I thought that when I was recording it.
Okay, all right.
We'll leave the light on for you. Oh, Tom Bodette.
That's right. I'm Tom Bodette.
And we'll leave the light. Nobody knows what the hell we're talking about.
They don't.
Colby, it is time for the 747 Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Sports Report.
Where we fly by sports?
Fly by sports, because we only have 15 minutes before we get into your mystery shotgun for the night.
Woo!
By the way, subscribe to Colby's Mystery Shotgun podcast. It's separate from this one. I know he usually does it on the show.
Right.
But we do publish that segment separately on a separate podcast called the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim, or called the Colby Sapp Mystery Shotgun. Good God.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't confusing.
That's for all y'all that don't want to go digging through everything else and you just want that and that's all you're interested in. Well, there it is. Go find it.
Go find it. It's available on all your podcast apps, Apple, Spotify, Google, all of those. Plus, you can find it on fanstreamsports.com as its own podcast as well. Just click on the little face that's Colby's little face in the box.
That's right.
Click on Colby's face in the box, and you'll hear him talking about comic book and movie stuff.
Because I'm the first in the box.
So, Colby, I wanted to talk a little bit about our streaking Rangers because as I prepared this before they played today, they were 8-0 since the trade deadline, the only team that was undefeated since the trade deadline. However, today they ran into the steamroller Oakland, soon to be Las Vegas Athletics.
I think there was they played
they didn't care.
Day game in Oakland and just forgot.
Jacob Montgomery, new pitcher Jacob Montgomery got the start today, and yes, despite the 2-0 drilling that the A's put on the Rangers, he pitched pretty well. I'm trying to find his stat line here, but his box score. But and I watched some of this game when I was prepping for today. They just had no offense. I don't know what the record is during day games. I'm sure it's different,
right?
Especially playing outside now that they have a fully air-conditioned indoor stadium. The Sunday day games, they play inside. From what I understand, the weather in Oakland wasn't good today. It was hot. And, this doesn't concern me, obviously, whatsoever that they lost this game today. They won the first two, obviously, against the A's.
Right.
So, what I was impressed with, however, was Max Scherzer last night.
That was nice.
11-4 now, won a second game as a Ranger starter. Gave up just 3 hits all day. I think he went 7 innings, 3 hits in 7 innings. Beating the lowly A's. They're 32-82, by the way.
There's a lot of give up over there in the Oakland dugout, and a lot of it's because, the management hasn't really helped that team out at all. And beating them is not something you should go run around and shake your pom-poms about, but doing it in the fashion that you were up until today, that's kind of how you're supposed to do it. I am waiting for those that are wanting to see how much effect Mad Dog has on Max Scherzer. I am waiting to see some of that slider start to get fixed a little bit. And there was a little bit of that versus the A's that I saw. Now, that could be the fact that it was the A's and his slider is going to look great against them. But I'm just looking for it to be more, low. He has a tendency to get that thing up high, and I don't know if it's arm. I don't know pitching. I'm not your pitching guru.
Talk to Bassick.
You need to talk to Bassick or anybody else, Derek Holland, whoever. You can talk to those guys about it, and they'll probably tell you exactly what's going on. I can't tell you, but I am looking for that because that's the only thing that I could tell with Max as far as what looked like when he was awesome and what it looks like right now when he's still good, just not as just sit down. You don't even need a bat. Just walk up there and walk back to the dugout. So that's something that I am looking at. I did hear about Josh Young is going to be sticking around with the team while he's rehabbing as he hopes to get back by the end of the regular season is what we're hearing with Josh Young.
I would love that.
I'd love that too. I don't mind the fact, though, that it looks like Ezekiel is going to be out there quite a bit more. It seemed like maybe there was a little bit of the rookie wall happening for Josh Young. This might be one of those things that it's a blessing in disguise as he gets a little rest, gets a little break, gets a little bit of that rejuvenation going back and kind of just refocus before the playoffs and all that kind of hit in. And if that's what the case, then that's amazing.
Yeah, and I don't hate Josh Smith being out there subbing at third base. Played a little bit of left field yesterday too.
Right.
Josh Smith has hit some big hits for this team in the spare time that he's played. A couple of big-time home runs. I think he has a walk-off this year.
Right.
And I hope this is a guy that kind of sticks around. Obviously, he's not going to be playing a lot of third base. If he is, then there's something wrong. But, man, I'd like to see him in the mix for outfield, maybe throw him in at DH every now and then with Grossman, as Grossman kind of maybe falls off a little bit. But, yeah, the key thing is keep Young here, keep him with the club, make sure he still knows he's part of the team and he feels like part of the team. Like you said, he needs some rest. The MLB season obviously a lot longer than that old Texas Tech season that he's used to playing.
Right.
And, this rest I think will be good for him. It's not a serious injury, but it's just going to take some time to heal. So I don't have an issue with this at all. By the way, today, Jacob Montgomery, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 5 strikeouts and 1 walk, and he allowed a home run.
You said that wrong, Tim.
What?
When you give up 7 hits, but you only allow 2 runs, you scattered 7 hits.
Scattered 7 hits.
Right.
Gave up 2 runs, but like I said, both earned. But I like the 5 Ks. I like the 1 walk. I allowed 1 home run. I didn't get to watch all of the game today because I had it on, but it was kind of behind me on the TV, and so I didn't get to see many of those hits. I don't know if they were hit hard. I really don't know, but I don't think it's a bad outing. He got 0 help from the offense, obviously, as they get shut out during the day in Oakland. So you had some people faltering here. Simeon went 0 for 3. Jankowski 0 for 3. Garver, Ornelas 0 for 3. Lowe 0 for 4. Tavares 0 for 4. Sam Huff 1 for 4. I think he was my pick with Jared today for a home run was Huff. And then Grossman as the DH today 1 for 4. Josh Smith playing third 1 for 4. Ezekiel Duran went in as a pinch hitter and struck out. So your offense failed you today, not your pitcher.
Correct. Well, when you see a 2-0 score, that's
usually what happens. And we're used to a lot of those like the last couple of seasons. But it's such a rarity this year. It's kind of surprising, right? Even against Oakland.
Yeah, you have those. I mean, it's Oakland. There's like 2 people there. And both of them are screaming for the GM to fire himself and stuff. And so, yeah, no, or the owner to leave or whatever. Yeah, that's you don't end up caring. Tim.
Uh-oh. Being yelled at.
What is ESPN doing?
You didn't say it right, Colby. What the fuck is ESPN doing?
Oh, it says that right here. What the fuck is ESPN doing?
So they just laid off a buttload of people, right?
Yeah.
Like going back Well, of course, this year, 2017, I believe they laid off like 50 people.
Right.
As they're not making any money. But they just found $150 million a year over the next 10 years.
Oh, found it.
Coming. So I think they should rehire all those people back.
Okay, right.
I told you, I just realized or just found out recently that Barstool was part of ESPN.
Yes.
I don't know why I didn't know that. I mean, I don't care. I just, for some reason, always thought they were their own thing. And yes, I'm familiar with Dave Portnoy and his whole thing, but I don't know. I guess I thought in my head he had just sold it to somebody else. I had no idea it was ESPN. So they had a deal with a company called Penn National that is a sports book. Well, apparently Barstool and Penn National now are getting divorced.
Oh, no.
I don't know how they're doing this with the kids.
Right.
I don't know how they're treating this.
The little nationals.
Yes, they're blaming each other, the mini nationals. I don't know
Right.
how they're explaining this, but they're breaking up. So the weird result out of this, and let's say Barstool's the husband, Penn National is the wife.
Okay.
Because now the wife is going after the husband's father. Her father-in-law.
I'm going to get you with his pen.
Who's ESPN, Espen.
Next, there won't be ESPN. They'll just be ES because the pen got taken.
And well, the
They'll
pen's
just be
pain.
the S. They'll just be the S.
That would be great. Gotta give Colby his due there. Because Penn National, who just broke up with Barstool, who is owned by ESPN, is now going straight to the source and has agreed to pay ESPN $1.5 billion over the next 10 years to be the new it's going to be called ESPN Bet. So before it was Barstool Sportsbook.
Right.
It was run by Penn National, but since they broke up or are getting divorced, Barstool Sportsbook is now being rebranded as ESPN Bet. ESPN also gets $500 million in stocks over the next decade.
How if you're one of the people that was recently fired from there that a lot of people looked at and was like, I really like that person. How are you taking this news?
$1.5 billion over the next 10 years. That's $150 million a year. That would have paid a lot of those salaries.
Would have.
And clearly they had to already be in the works for this because you don't do a deal like that fast.
Now they can go rehire anybody they want, though, right?
Dude.
They can fill all those holes because
I'm like,
you asked what the fuck ESPN was doing. It looks like they're about to revamp.
they need to rebrand.
You think the name ESPN is done?
Dude, I don't think that's in the works, but I mean, don't you?
No.
You don't think it has a negative connotation?
I think that's the only thing they've got right now.
Is their name?
It's the fact that they are ESPN. At least that is with me. It may be with the younger generation that just kind of stare at it like, that's stupid.
Like if ESPN rebranded itself as Barstool Sports and we had Barstool Sports TV, we had Barstool Sports Sunday Night Baseball, dude, I'd be all in.
No offense to Davey Page views. I think that would make me never turn to it.
Really? See, I'd watch it more, especially if they went a little bit loosey-goosey with it.
You would
more of a Barstool theme.
If it all ended up being like Barstool, okay. But
yeah, that's what I mean.
If it was just ESPN, but I'd stay away because it's like that's not it.
Well, I mean, when you go with a rebrand, it's usually not just a name change. You go with a full culture change. You're changing the whole.
So we're talking
capacity.
so we're talking about like the ESPN having their Attitude Era.
Yeah, remember the Deuce?
The Ocho?
The Ocho. We're going to be on the Ocho one day.
Yes.
But yeah, if you had they turned it into ESPN2 way back in the day, or what Barstool is now, because that's kind of what ESPN2 was back in the day. It was a little loosey-goosey and a little controversial sometimes, but.
And also, they hardly ever showed highlights on ESPN2, so I never watched it.
Oh, they never showed highlights.
So I was one of the reasons why it died.
They showed all the ball. Well, wait, do they not have ESPN2 anymore? Am I just realizing that?
I probably do.
I don't know. I don't think they do.
They don't have the Dose.
The Deuce? I don't think they have the Deuce anymore. Hang on.
Somebody holler at us and see if ESPN2 I know they got ESPN News still, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's... Oh, so apparently ESPN2 is only online. It's their streaming service now.
Gotcha.
Wow. No, you're right. You did kill ESPN.
Got him.
Put your little notch on your bedpost next to Johnny Cochran of celebrity things that you've killed.
Oh, Johnny Cochran. I'm so sorry to the Cochran family.
I know that you are. You talk about it and you giggle.
Look, I've said the story enough, okay? Crap.
Johnny Cochran. Good God. So, yeah, there's your, ESPN found $1.5 billion. Go hire your people, well, at least the good ones. I don't care about some of them, but go hire the good ones back, man. Susie Colbert, right?
Yes.
I would take her back. I don't even remember all the other ones who got fired, but there were some big names, man. Wasn't, crap. Anyway, I can't remember who they are, but they need to fire some of the people they have now and maybe trade them out. That's a lot of money. You know what's going to happen to us?
We're going to get bought by ESPN?
We're going to get bought by Barstool.
Probably.
And they're going to rebrand themselves as Fanstool Sports.
Don't know. I mean, I don't care what you rebranded at. Tim just made a poop joke, and now he's excited with himself. He's lost his head.
Holy Mother of God, Fan Poop Sports.
Fanstool.
Fanstool Sports.
Jong.
How we could have all the crazy sound effects.
That's right. Even though I think I just used the
That was racist.
current affair.
Marino Boyle. She was kind of hot. I'm going to pull that, and I'm going to put music behind it, and that's going to be a transition sound for us when we switch segments. Dear God Almighty. All right, Colby. Are you ready?
I am.
All right, let's do a little bit of this for all those people that are waiting for it.
Yes. Welcome into Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with one pod racer, Tim.
Nagasaki.
That's the wrong call-out catchphrase for you, sir.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. I hate that, by the way, but it's more acceptable than the other thing that you just got through doing. Got some little bit of news, but starting off, I did want to go ahead and give out a review. As last week, I was on that there vacation and decided to peruse through and catch up on some shows that I wanted to see, but didn't get a chance to see during my normal time frames of TV viewing. And I took upon myself to, by the way, has to be my favorite game growing up, got a show on Peacock.
Candyland?
Twisted Metal.
Oh, that was a game?
That was a game. Twisted Metal being the Sony PlayStation game where you got into a car and either your friends and or computer players were also in different cars with different weapons, and you were in an arena and your job was to kill all the other cars that were in that arena. And loved the game. Twisted Metal 2 came out. I remember that day going, this is the greatest day of my life. Then Twisted Metal Black came about, and that game, because it went a little bit awry for a little bit with Twisted Metal 3, because all these were starting to be created by 989, which was a subdivision of Sony that they just generated out game after game, and they weren't good. And so I hated those, and they had like Twisted Metal Small Brawl, where they're little cars or whatever. But anyway, each character kind of had a storyline and what have you, and it was a really fun game. And Twisted Metal became a show on Peacock, and all episodes are ready and streaming right now. And I went into this thinking this could be really good, or it's going to be really bad. But I didn't think it was going to be in the middle. And let me tell you what, if you weren't aware that you were interested in watching this. So some of the folks from like Deadpool have like the writers and such have come over and, basically put their influence on this. So it's got that,
I have to look this up.
lighthearted violence. It's lighthearted, but yet it's really violent. Like the oh no, that guy got his head cut off. Oh well, let's all laugh and walk away. That kind of feel to it. Of course, your current Captain America is the main milkman in this show, and let me just say,
Oh, it's got Blackton America.
what I just got through saying.
What's his name?
I'm going to let you try and dig it out of your brain. I'm going to let you try and dig it out of your brain. You could go with Sam, but you don't have to.
Well, that's his character's name, right?
Yes. Or you can go John Doe. That's his character's name. Yes.
Okay.
You going to be able to figure it out?
Yes, continue.
All right. I'm going to let Tim figure that out.
Blackton America.
That's not his name.
Captain Blackton.
But they did so much homage to the game. Like at one point, he's trying to start his car, and he actually hits in the indestructible code from Twisted Metal in order to get the car to actually start. So there was a code
really?
on your controller. It was like up, down, left, right, R1, L1, something like that. And anyway, he punches that in on his steering wheel with the shifters and stuff, and his car starts. There's a lot of character that appears, and there's an episode at the very end that teases a Twisted Metal 2 with an actual car tournament ran by Calypso. And basically this whole series kind of felt like a prequel to the video games or what have you, that I just utterly enjoyed it. So if you're a Twisted Metal fan, if you're, just dark humor fan, then give that show a shot, because I need everybody to watch it, because I need a Twisted Metal season 2. So there's my review.
So how many episodes? And this is the first season, right? That just
First
started.
season. I believe it's 10.
So every time I never heard of the video game.
Right.
When I see Twisted Metal, I'm thinking it's like some competition show where they're like making things out of, fabrication. They're making things out of metal or whatever. That's what
Right.
I thought it was. I mean, I haven't watched it, but I have Peacock and I see it all the time. But by the way, Anthony Mackie was the name I was trying to find in my brain.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah,
By the
Captain
way,
Black America.
No, but protect Anthony Mackie at all costs, because the only thing that I've seen him kind of not do great at was the second season of the Netflix show that I've even read all the books, and I can't remember the name of it, but it wasn't as good as the first season. But other than that, everything that Anthony Mackie touches turns to gold.
So did we ever discuss the Falcon and Winter Soldier?
We did.
Because that was probably my least favorite, but we talked about why.
Yeah, getting it back into Anthony Mackie and the Falcon and Winter Soldier, the reason why that was so choppy and didn't feel like it fit together is because they cut a lot of things out.
Right, because they kind of redid it because of COVID, like right as it was coming out, right?
The subplot to it was that they were going to release a virus that was going to affect people.
Are you thinking of Altered Carbon?
Altered Carbon season 2, not as good, bud. I mean, I watched it; it was all right, just not as good, bud. Not his fault; it was the writing.
Right.
So, and also they didn't really follow any of the second book of Altered Carbon. They just went on their own little thing, which was weird.
They tend to do that on TV shows, right? They suck you in with the loyal to the book and what got you there.
Right.
And then they decide, all right, we got all these people, so we're just going to go do our own thing now.
So we can go from there to a couple of rumors, one that I need to kind of dispel, as it's been running around the internet that your new Nova character in the MCU was going to be played by Jen Ackles.
Right.
your Soldier Boy guy, your supernatural guy, it's not happening, guys. That's not who they're getting to play Nova. It's not been confirmed who it is, but I can tell you it's not him. So we can go ahead and kind of put that to bed. Now, if it re-ups and he is going to, but right now it's not him. That's not it. Another thing that's been thrown around the internet, as Screen Geek has thrown out there, that their rumor of the day, that the MCU is Fantastic Four features a major Marvel villain. That's their rumor.
That's it. That's all we got.
That's their rumor that they have, that it'll feature a major Marvel villain. You don't say.
Breaking news.
I appreciate that, and you don't say.
Hey, Colby, breaking news here on the Mystery Shotgun. Batman might be in the next Batman movie.
Now, they ran with that headline. In case you haven't been paying attention to Mystery Shotgun, we have mentioned that the possibility of it being Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie was pretty high, because I don't think they were going to run out with Doom right then. So, but that's who they're hinting at. So if you were paying attention, then yes, you probably already know that more than likely it will be Galactus. Let's hope it wasn't like it was in the second Fantastic Four movie, where Galactus was just an angry cloud.
He's deserves a little more like respect than that, right?
Right. The other thing that you need to look forward to, if you are a McDonald's fan and you love the sweet and sour sauce at the McDonald's, is it's going to be rebranded, because one of the things that's happening, I won't give too much away, but one of the things that's happening in Loki season 2, which is that this month?
Oh, I hope so.
I think it's well, I know it's close. Loki season 2 is going to feature McDonald's.
October 6th.
Is it?
That's what Dick Serto is telling me right now.
Okay. Well, this month, I believe, you're already going to see some Loki season 2 stuff, as their sweet and sour sauce at McDonald's is going to be relabeled, because it's a feature in Loki season 2. Mainly because, spoiler alert if you don't want to know anything, Loki runs into female Loki, as she's now working at a 70s era McDonald's.
Well, and they connected in the first season, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's the same. She was kind of hot, too.
Right. And like he fell in love with his variant.
Yeah.
Stuff like
exactly.
that.
Man, I would probably do that too.
Also kind of cool. And finally, we did find out what's happening in the John Wick verse for Peacock. As we've been telling you that the Continental was going to be a mainstay for a TV show, we now know it's a 3-part series that's going to basically look at how the main guy at the Continental actually comes into being a part of the Continental. So his cravat and himself will be there as he's doing that. God, I love that character. And the fact that he's there and it's his start and his beginning, but it looks wild, man. That's also going to be on Peacock. I'm just up in Peacock right now. So
You are.
So, but there's Twisted Metal was amazing, and now they're going to have the Continental as a 3-part series. It's just going to be John Wick all over the place. Of course, minus John Wick, because this is like the year it's stated in is like in the 70s, so it's going to be a younger John.
Right.
So there you are. So that's my mystery shotgun, guys. We got sweet and sour sauce. We got a little John Wick in you, and yeah, we got a little MCU news and a little review. So that's not bad for mystery shotgun. So next time, by the way, I will let you know who's secured for sure, because I'll know by then the actual Reed Richards role, as that's kind of fluctuated right now because they're not getting anybody to sign.
Wait,
So-
it's not Jim from The Office?
No, and it's neither that nor it's not.
I thought he was signed already.
No, Jim from The Office isn't signed. We actually had a show about this.
I thought you said he was.
I said it should be him.
Oh, I was probably drunk
No, but good God, why is my brain?
because you're here.
It's
All right. Don't hurt yourself.
no Adam Driver.
Oh. Kylo Ren is going to be Reed Richards?
We've already had this episode. I made you pull pictures of him and everything.
Did you really? I don't remember
Yes.
that.
It was Margot Robbie. It was Adam Driver, and it was
Huh. Shemp Howard.
yes, Shemp Howard and Curly Joe. Because they couldn't even get the real Curly.
They're dead. Oh, that was the fake Curly. How long ago was that?
That was I don't know. That was maybe a Mystery Shotgun
Years
episode or
ago.
so ago.
Years ago.
I mean, that was like two.
Now that you mention it, I sort of remember that.
because we talked about Kylo Ren being Reed Richards and such. And
I probably said I didn't like it.
actually, I think you said you were okay with it.
Really?
To be honest with you, yeah.
Are those midgets fighting behind you or over your left shoulder?
No,
Look like midgets in the reflection.
no, it's women.
Just chicks.
Women.
Well, they can do what they want today because it's their day, damn it.
That's right.
Get it out of the way because you can't do it tomorrow. You're not allowed. And stop voting.
You're gonna end up like 4 or 5 days that you'll be in the doghouse.
Shouldn't vote. You shouldn't drive. And why do you even have jobs?
These are all the thoughts of one IndyCar Tim.
I mean, barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen, making my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And when I say it's okay, maybe you can go hang out with your friends.
And
If I allow you to have friends.
Hold on, stop. Whatever the stupid thing is you're saying. I just watched a commercial.
Uh-oh.
I just watched a commercial.
Adam Driver.
for Belvedere vodka.
You like Belvedere.
And I just saw the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
What did they do with the Belvedere vodka?
Actually, the scariest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life, as I just saw Daniel Craig dancing down a well lit hallway, and it was some kind of jig.
Colby, James Bond can't do that.
And you're gonna have to. Oh crap! You're going to have to. You're gonna have to do stuff.
Okay. We're going to break anyway. We're the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show. After that, we'll be back right after this.
Sports fans, Fanstream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine, it's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCar Tim from the Rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog, or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it.
You work with actual designers, and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com. That's ORCA-golf.com. And use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf. Best choice in-game.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one-size-fits-all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new Fan Stream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you now. More Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show right here on, good God, my headphones were loud. Right
Hello.
here on Fan Stream Sports on a Wednesday. We'll be back on Monday with more Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim nonsense and debauchery and shenanigans.
Not as much like physical, like seeing debauchery. We'll just talk debauchery. So
We talk debauchery really well. By the way, Constipated Satan is what we've come up with for the title of tonight's episode. I kind of feel like that's appropriate. But, Colby, right now, I feel like we just did a whole freaking bracket, right, on action movies.
yes, we did.
And then we did the Colby bracket. And then the bracket winner, Die Hard, ended up beating his winner. Who was the winner of yours?
The winner of, I think it was Tombstone, right?
Yeah, unfairly, Tombstone made it all the way to the end.
Oh, because it's the amazing movie, sir.
And yes, Die Hard still won anyway, so that's fine. But in the spirit of action movies, because we had some Jason Bourne movies on there,
We did.
I found a little ditty about Jack and Diane from, who is it, from Screen Rant. Our friends over at Screen Rant.
Not actually friends.
Oh, we don't like Screen Rant?
No, I mean, I've never met them.
I thought it was two guys, one named Screen, one named Rant.
Well, I've never met Screen and or Rant. By the way, I'm calling the name Rant.
Is that going to be your name, Rant Sapp?
That's Rant Sapp right here.
What's up, Rant? Okay, then I'll be Screen.
There you go.
It'll be the Rant and Screen show. We're stupid. As I ran across a little thing through that Google search called 8 Reasons Jason Bourne Ruined Action Movies. And it's not necessarily, because I read through all these already, and it's not necessarily bashing Jason Bourne movies. All right? It's giving Jason Bourne, that franchise, credit for some cinematic breakthroughs
Okay.
that other movies tried to imitate, but didn't get it right.
All right.
So that's kind of where we're going with this. They're not saying that they were bad movies. They're saying they did things so right and made so many innovations with certain things that other movies tried to do it, and it screwed that movie up because they didn't do it as right.
I can think of a few. So now,
Because we've talked about some of these things
right.
as they were trying to make up for some of Matt Damon's deficiencies, right? A couple of times, maybe.
Couple of times.
Well,
Either
they,
that or that's just the way they thought they were going to. Now, you know what? I'm going to let you get to the list because I might end up throwing out something that's already on the list.
so they might have a different point of view than what you just said.
Uh-oh.
As you think the shaky cam and rapid editing was trying to make up for Matt Damon's failure at hand-to-hand combat on screen.
Yep.
Well, that's not the way they see it.
Uh-oh.
So number 8 is the overemphasis on shaky cam and rapid editing, which is the first thing I think of when I think of Jason Bourne movies, right?
Right.
So they go on to say the most well-known visual trademark of the Bourne series was its handheld filming, which employed a shaky cam and rapid cuts in order to give the action scenes a realistic sense of chaos, which it did.
It did.
The technique was introduced by Bourne Identity director Doug Liman and further intensified by his successor, Paul Greengrass. God, I'd like to have the last name Greengrass. That's better than Yellowgrass, I guess.
It's true. Or yellow snow.
While these directors prioritized clear blocking and choreography, imitators of the action style failed to meet the same standards of comprehensibility. Blockbusters like Taken, I can't believe they're throwing a Bond movie in here, or Quantum of Solace are prime examples of film plagued by shaky, muddled cinematography trying to copy the Bourne series.
All right. Now, I'm going to have to take a little bit of umbrage
I knew you would.
with this because they mentioned Taken and Quantum of Solace as when they used the quote-unquote shake cam, they held it steady enough that I could still make out everything that was going on
Right.
in those scenes, which to me added the chaos element to those scenes, but also I got to see what was going on. In the Jason Bourne action scenes, for the most, with the hand-to-hand combat scenes, anything that's issuing a gun or whatever, they don't have as much of that. But the hand-to-hand combat scenes, there was a lot of times through that I couldn't tell you exactly what was going on. And that kind of disconnected me from it. So to say that they didn't do it as well as Jason Bourne, I am actually going to go even more the opposite and say they did it better.
I enjoyed, I don't remember Taken
Quantum of
too
Solace
much.
was just not the greatest Bond movie.
It just wasn't a good movie to me.
But as far as the action sequences and what they had in it, even though the movie wasn't as good, those done with that was excellent work.
Number 7, Colby, diminishing practical stunts. Says the Bourne series broke new cinematic ground with its focus on realistic close quarters combat.
Right.
The style made the action feel more tangible, even the stakes felt more real. But this intimacy came at the cost of the ambitious practical stunt work that a typical action blockbuster thrills its audience with. The rapid cuts allowed filmmakers to execute intricate fight sequences or ambitious physical feats without relying too heavily on elaborate stunt work. You're going to hate this. The action of the John Wick movies could be read as a reaction to this Bourne-made trend.
You know what? Yes and no. I mean, yes, there's a lot of things that are, repeatable in as far as some of the stunts. Now, some of the stunts in John Wick are just what?
Yeah.
He just killed a guy with a horse. There's some of that in there. So as a reaction, okay, all right. You know what? I take back where I was going with umbrage on that. I'm fine with it. I love the John Wick movies. So you know what? Eat a dick.
Eat a dick, John Wick.
That's not who I was telling to eat a dick.
Eat a dick, Jason Bourne.
Screen Rant.
There you go. Oh, which one? Screen or rant? Colby, number 6, realism obsession. Similarly, the grounded close quarters action of the Bourne franchise, which quickly found its way into other action films, deprived action movies of their sense of scale. One of the joys of blockbuster cinema is the sheer ambition of the set pieces that the films employ. For example, the epic and inventive train sequence in Mission Impossible 7 was rich with creativity that encouraged people to see a movie in theaters. In the hands of lesser directors, the realistic, intimate action of Bourne could feel muted and boring by comparison.
It felt more real.
I don't agree with that.
I wasn't expecting Jason Bourne to use suction cups to stay on the side of a jumbo jet as it went into, as it tried to almost leave Atmo.
Right.
I wasn't expecting that. I would expect, somebody like a Rock character or a Tom Cruise character to do that. But not Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne was what Jason Bourne was, which that's ultimate and that's badass. It was Jason Bourne to action movies was what your Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, or at least Batman Begins and Dark Knight, was to your comic book movie version, where they dumbed it down, made it more real, grittier, and just said, here, we're not going to have all this craziness. It's going to be, this is kind of what Christopher Nolan saw it would look like if Batman was really Batman and Joker was really Joker, and so on and so forth. That's Jason Bourne is more along the lines of, hey, this is kind of what we think movie stylized, but the actual like being an assassin spy thing is actually like.
Yep. I agree 100%. And I've never had an obsession. I've never had taken exception with any of that.
No.
In any of those movies. So number 5, Colby, as we go through the 8 reasons Jason Bourne movies ruined action movies. Number 5 is the neglect of character development and storytelling. Now, before I read this, I will say I agree that the Bourne movies did a lot of that, but I don't think that's affected any of the other movies.
No.
As whoever wrote this, either Screen or Rant, says, the Bourne movies were a consistent example of engaging, well-executed action that effortlessly maintained viewers' attention, but the breathless momentum came at the cost of the film's more traditional narrative elements. Meaningful story arcs and character development were largely subsumed, or you could say sacrificed, I guess, by the need to maintain tension. So scenes moved furiously from one set piece to the next. In the Bourne trilogy, the strength of Matt Damon's performance and the engaging central mystery helped, but imitations of the series failed to make up for thin plots and characters. Well, then that's the problem with those other films, are the thin plots and the characters.
Right. And they did a lot. Now when you're like fleshing out a character and trying to have a reason for you to care or know this person, they did a lot of that without having a lot of script or telling you about it. Like, you just knew by the person's mannerisms and how people kind of acted around that person, what that person meant to the film. I think more of Jason Bourne was just an art form of telling characters' backstories without having to have a flashback.
Right.
So,
yes,
that actual comment can also eat a dick. We're just going to have a bag of dicks here in a little bit.
Well, I don't want to eat any of them.
Okay.
We're going to bag up all of these dicks, and we're going to mail them to Screen and Rant.
Right.
So they can eat that bag of dicks for lunch. Now, Colby, you and I have had discussions about things I don't like in some of the current action movies. There's one specific thing that I hate the most with a bunch of these action movies.
Lens flare.
What is that?
No.
Sounds like a disease. I caught me a case of lens flare.
Uh-huh.
Or that's one of those foot injuries that the NFL players get.
That's right.
It's the proliferation of excessive violence.
Oh,
Remember, we've talked about this?
I love it.
And that's number 4 on the list. As Screen or Rant say, brutal on-screen violence is not necessarily a negative when used meaningfully, and I don't disagree with that. In the Bourne films, the brutality was consistent with the tone of the series, rendering the stakes even more realistic. But violence in the Bourne films quickly lost its charm when handled by lesser filmmakers. You're going to hate these references. From The Punisher to Hitman, the deluge of gritty, ultra-violent action films influenced by the Bourne identity haven't featured ferocity that was grounded by purpose. Instead, it was all employed in an attempt to be edgy.
I don't know which Hitman movie they're talking about, and if they're talking about the Timothy Olyphantastic version of Hitman, they need to shut their mouth.
Eat a dick?
They need to stop writing things to put that in there, because that was amazing. It's a great video game, and it's also a character. He even walked like 47 walked. Just in
Right.
It was Olyphantastic doing Olyphantastic things.
He can do no wrong.
Shut up.
And so my little editorial to all of this, I didn't think any of the Bourne movies had any excessive violence.
No, it was pretty much, oh, crap.
I mean, maybe that's what they're saying, is that it all went along with the tone of the series, right?
Right.
But I didn't think, the movies I thought were excessively violent are most of the freaking comic book movies or current war movies.
And Okay, and you can't put Jason Bourne in, well, actually you can, but you shouldn't, in a video game assassin or Marvel's most prolific killer of people.
It's not how it works.
And the Punisher.
Let's compare all of those.
Go jump in a lake and forget to breathe.
Colby, we should do a rundown and compare the qualities, cinematic qualities of the Bourne series and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Maybe we'll get Matthew on and he can help us out.
Right.
Colby, number 3 in our list of the 8 reasons why the Bourne series ruined action movies. Minimal humor. They're really going to go there? Oh, God, you're going to hate this because they bring up Marvel. While not every action blockbuster needs to be on par with Marvel Films' barrage of humor and comic relief quips, a smattering of lighthearted beats. I want to know who wrote this. I got to talk to this guy.
Because you used the word smattering.
A smattering of lighthearted beats can help underscore the gravity and especially of an especially dark moment. Even Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy threw in a joke every once in a while to ease the overwhelming somber tone. The Bourne films were light on humor, relying on the chemistry between the central characters to support the relentless tension. Many other 2000s action films followed Bourne's lead, misinterpreting lifelike grit to mean a reality that's devoid of humor.
I don't know.
Can he say that in English?
I don't know what movies he's talking about that just came out and were just devoid of humor. Maybe the Taken series, but I enjoyed those just fine. Yeah, I don't know. And also, where did you expect humor to be at in the Bourne film? Was Matt Damon just going to turn around and look at you and go, "Hey, why'd the chicken cross the road?" To get to the idiot's house.
Kill that dude.
Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Who's there, Colby?
The chicken.
Didn't work.
No, I got you. Because the chicken's at the idiot's house.
Chicken's at the idiot's house.
That's right.
You had that like in their chamber, didn't you? It was ready to go.
I did.
Oh,
ready to rock and roll.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, where are you going to put jokes in the Bourne? I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Dumb.
I'm looking up to see who wrote this, Colby. I may write a strongly worded letter. Okay, this guy's name is Seb Flatow. S-E-B.
Uh-huh.
Last name F-L-A-T-A-U. Seb Flatow.
You know what?
We need to get him on the show.
You're welcome to your own opinion there, Seb.
That doesn't mean you need to print it. Colby, number 2. Impact on international locations. As a sharp reinvention of the spy thriller genre, the Bourne movies reinvigorated the globe-trotting central character trope.
Uh-huh.
Jason Bourne travels to numerous countries, and none of them were glamorized. Instead, the location change contributed to the series' momentum. Bourne's immersion in unfamiliar cultures only heightened the sense of bewilderment and alienation. Many films imitate Bourne's globetrotting tendencies without the same level of consideration. For example, I can't believe they're throwing this in here. Fast and Furious still prioritizes flashy locales over plot or substance. Wasn't that a different kind of movie?
Fast, yes. Yes.
I mean, okay.
You can't put the real and gritty Jason Bourne series up against a film series that put cars and their drivers into space.
Love it. I can't believe they went to space. I've never seen any of them. I can't believe they went to space.
Oh, man. They went to space. It was ludicrous in a car in space. Luda.
God, I hate that series so much.
You need to watch it. It's good.
I'm not watching it. What was it? Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah.
Calvin and Hobbs?
No, it's not Calvin and Hobbes.
Hobbs and Shaw?
Jason Statham's not peeing on a Chevy symbol.
Peeing on a Russian flag. Good day, mate. Colby, the last one, finally, number 1 in our list of the 8 reasons why the Bourne movies ruined action movies for everyone, but literally didn't. Because we're refuting almost all of these. Influence on sequel culture. Hollywood's problem with sequels is far bigger than the Bourne series. Nonetheless, action cinema has seen massive creation creative bottleneck in recent years, the financial success of the Bourne franchise continued long after the Bourne Ultimatum's neat conclusion, underscoring Hollywood's enduring reliance on established IP. It's hard not to wonder what great new works of action filmmaking might have been produced had the studio backed an original concept in lieu of 2016's Jason Bourne. After all, such a movie might have led to the discovery of a new generation's Bourne identity. I just read that paragraph, and I don't know what any of that means.
I don't know what they're talking about.
What the hell is he saying? It's another language.
I don't know. I mean, I thought the Renner Bourne identity was cool.
I did too. I thought it fit well in the story.
I don't understand.
Even though it was its own story.
It was, but it was another, I don't understand anything that was just said there. I thought they were going to go somehow tie in the Bourne identity and Bourne Ultimatum and whatever else into the reason why Spider-Man can't have something else besides home behind its name.
Oh, that's a good point.
Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man and his homies.
I don't think that's one of the ones coming up.
That's the one I called the last one where all the Spider-Men were in it.
Spider-Man and all his homies?
That's right.
I mean, that is a pretty good title. What was the name of that one?
Spider-Man.
Into the Spider-Verse?
No Way Home.
No, those were all different ones. Oh, yeah, those were the, what's his name? Tom Holland?
Yeah, that's all part of it.
Those were all that's right. I almost said Tom Collins, but that's a drink.
Yeah.
Could go for Tom Collins right now.
Hi, Tim.
Hey, Colby, are you ready?
I am ready.
I think that's my cue to start the music before we get too far gone here.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you for making us sound good. News and notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. Let's go to Massachusetts.
There we go.
Yep. Already starting off here. The place that I can't say on the radio, I can say it here because, well, we don't give two shits about it. So police are providing an update in search for a thief at a Massachusetts cemetery. As the Wilmington Police Department is providing an update on its effort to catch a thief or thieves at a cemetery. And what did they steal, you might ask? Well, they stole the police's trail cams that watched the graves.
Oh, of course.
Which begs the question. What are they watching the graves for?
I was just about to ask you that.
Is the like body disturbance and the grave robbers and all that real prevalent in Massachusetts?
Colby, it's like my pa always told me. Those fences around cemeteries aren't to keep people out, it's to keep the people in.
That's the other thing I'm worried about is it because they're watching in case the dead rise to come and get us, and they're like, this is our early warning system, but somebody took our cameras.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe don't leave cameras out where in cemeteries. I have so many questions. So they say the incident remains under investigation. As in all criminal cases, all suspects are presumed innocent until they catch them with the camera. Because duh. So yeah, they're watching cemeteries in Massachusetts. So when the zombie outbreak happens and it starts and that's ground zero, we know what happened.
Should we start monitoring cemeteries?
I mean, monitoring but not monitoring.
Monitoring, yes, monitoring, but not monitoring.
That's right.
I like we should.
Let's go from there to we're going to Italy. We're an Italian man.
Good day, mate.
Because we're in Italy. He's a dairy factory owner, or he was.
Dairy Queen?
No, he was 74.
Was.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Here's what happened to him. He passed. He passed when shelves that were carrying 25,000 wheels of cheese collapsed on top of him.
Holy crap. Does it say what kind of cheese?
We're
interested to know.
Well, the picture they're showing is the giant wheels of Parm.
Okay. Ooh, those are heavy. Those are dense. Those are heavy.
Yeah. So his name is Giacomo Cipanini. And the masses of hard Grana Padano cheese. Each wheel weighing up to 40 kilograms, which is 88 pounds.
Oh.
25,000 of them fell off the shelving and buried him in cheese. Now,
Dude.
they were
What a way
able
to go.
to, after a 12-hour operation, unbury his body out of the cheese. But he, of course, didn't make it.
Wait, 12 hours?
Of digging him out of 25,000 wheels of cheese.
Cheese.
Yes.
Man. Did they eat their way in?
Yes.
That would have been awesome.
It would have been until they all found out they were lactose intolerant. That's maybe what took 12 hours. So,
Stay hard, Rigatoni.
yeah, dude. He got killed by cheese.
Death by cheese. Usually those are from people who are lactose intolerant, right?
Or just the death by cheese is that thing you ordered at that restaurant. You had to sign the waiver for before you ate it.
Yeah.
To go from there to artificial intelligence.
Never a good sign.
Jane Friedman. She is a famous author. How do I know that? Because this article tells me she's a famous author.
Cheater.
Yep. She has she's got plenty of best-selling books on Amazon. But she hasn't written anything since 2018. Because she don't have to because, all her books sell like hotcakes or whatever.
Work smart, not hard.
And she got contacted by one of her, millions of readers that made it through and shot her an email and was like, hey, I've been reading some of your new stuff. And, I love it, but it seems like a slightly different variation from all your other books. And, I love the direction, but why did you decide to go this way?
Oh, no.
And she was like, what are you talking about, new books? And the reader was like, yeah, I've been reading your new series. It's on Amazon. So Jane went to Amazon, and yes, there are books that she's never written on Amazon with her name on it, her writing style, none of her characters that she used, a whole new batch of characters that follow kind of the same plights as she did.
Yeah.
They're all written by artificial intelligence.
Somebody's impersonating her with artificial intelligence.
Here's the thing. She contacted Amazon to tell them about the not her books that had her name on it. And they were like, okay, cool. Well, so just send us, your paperwork on it and we'll get them off of there. She said, I don't have paperwork on books I've never written. Oh, well, then there's the problem. We can't take your books down unless you show us that you're you. It's me. I can show you I'm me. She can't show them that those aren't her books because those aren't her books.
I can't show you I'm not me.
Right. So her books written by AI are still out there and still selling like hotcakes.
But they should be able to find out who's doing it because somebody's got to be posting them on Amazon.
Yes.
It's weird. I'm going to start doing that.
So
There's going to be some new Ian Fleming books coming out.
There's going to be, yeah. There's going to be, man, Arthur Conan Doyle wrote some more stuff.
Judy Blume has a new series.
Can you imagine that? Michael Crichton's back. What
John
happened?
Grisham. Oh, he's not dead.
No. Let's go from there to Lakewood, Colorado, because literally the first line of this story is, you can't make this up. A driver plowed through the front of the community driving school in Lakewood on Tuesday morning. Photo taken after the wreck shows the front end of a Hyundai Tucson sitting inside the building at 2099 Wadsworth Boulevard. It literally, the driving school is called Learn to Drive. And if you look at the front of the Learn to Drive, there's a Hyundai parked through the glass into the actual school itself.
Colby, that's irony.
It is. Police said that the driver is an employee at the business
Oh, please tell me he's not a teacher.
who was attempting to park when he accidentally drove into the office. Officer cited him for a traffic violation. To the employee's credit, the school sign above the front door says "Learn to Drive," not "Learn to Park."
I mean, they're not wrong.
So there's
Oh.
that. Let's go to Florida, where if you're going to go steal a valuable 1977 Porsche 911 Turbo, aka a Type 930 or 930.
930.
Mm-hmm. I was getting there.
You were.
This was stolen from a museum in what appeared to be a well-organized heist. Fortunately for the museum, the person that stole this in a well-organized heist decided they need to go get it inspected and registered. So they did. They got it inspected and registered. The person that stole this vehicle from a museum got it inspected and registered, not in a different state, not even like, in a different country. No. Or a different town. They got it registered in Sarasota, the same place they're looking for this vehicle.
I don't think they have it together in Sarasota, Colby.
So,
DMV might be screwed up.
yeah. It was a month that the car was out when the guy was like, "Man, I'm going to get pulled over because the registration's out. I better go ahead and get this taken care of."
Because it's stolen.
Let me get it registered. So, let's go to David Grush. He is he's one of the guys that's been kind of behind the whole government and trying to be the leaker of information about UFOs and such like that.
Right.
Been one of the key guys behind it. At least the whistleblower, as it were. And he's claimed that like the government has a UFO retrieval program. And so what had happened to him is after all this kind of came out and all his claims kind of came out, something got leaked on the internet about him. What got leaked on the internet about him was his medical record.
Oh.
His personal medical records got leaked out onto the internet. Not by him, and nobody knows who, but it got leaked out that he needed help with his PTSD.
Oh.
Which screams to me somebody trying to, undermine what he's put out there. So, I mean, if you were the government and you were like, "Hey, we have his medical records. We know what's up. We're not going to tell you, but just know that and be above board," but just leaking it out there? No.
Dude.
That is such a sign that, hey, maybe this guy's got a little bit more information. So,
A little bit.
right? Because trying to discredit somebody that's whistleblowing is probably the worst action to go when people are looking for ways for the government to be shady about it. So there's that. We'll go from there to Florida again.
G'day, mate.
As this guy's a 53-year-old man who, by the way, if you're shoplifting at Walmart, you don't have to be good to be to leave there with the goods. But that's not Daniel Kosmar, as he was arrested for swiping a bicycle pump, a lock, and an inner tube from Walmart.
He's in need, apparently.
Yeah, well, he needed his bike to work. As the police were arresting him because he's not a very good shoplifter, he did say, I don't think I'm very good at shoplifting.
Quote.
Right.
This would be the headline.
This wasn't his first time getting caught shoplifting. He's been caught shoplifting at this particular Walmart once before. You think at first you don't succeed. Don't try it at that same Walmart, but he did. He's now, by the way, he was arrested last month for stealing $20.78 worth of multiple drinks and a sandwich at this particular Walmart. So don't go trying to steal other things, Daniel, from this Walmart, because you're not good at it. Everybody knows that if you're going to steal anything from Walmart, just walk out like you own the place and you know what you're doing. Nobody will stop you.
I thought you were going to say like he was caught earlier that day trying to do the same thing or something.
Right. Hey, did you pay for that sandwich? Hey, did you pay for that half a bike?
Pay for that pump.
So, but he was, like I said, he was the guy that was like, so I'm not a very good shoplifter. That's my statement.
Quote.
That's my statement.
I'm sticking to it.
So there you go. And that's news and notes, everybody.
Goodness. Thank you, Colby Sapp. Thank you to me for Constipated Satan and lots of other things that we did tonight.
Yep.
We want to thank everybody for watching this, downloading this, making us a part of your night, day, workout, walk, jog, whatever it is that you're doing. If you're doing that other stuff, that's cool. We're cool with it. We just don't want to know about it.
Also, if you're working out and listening to us, don't go hit anybody else with a free weight.
No, and it wasn't a 44-pound free weight, so don't use that when you don't do it.
Right.
That's all I'm saying if you want to match what that other dude did. We will be back on Monday with another Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show. We can't promise it'll be this much fun, but we promise we'll try. And until then, boys and girls, we'll see ya.